80s live stream. Yeah, just checking and see if there's any messages. Not yet. So yeah, as we know, 80s was a very interesting years for us lot. That is one of the main things that we saw. One thing we saw, what we went through. I mean, we went through lots of things, and one of the best decades I think there was for us. I mean, well, it was our growing years, wasn't it, for our generation? So, I mean, but we're going to be talking about horror films today. Horror films from the 80s. Now, quite interesting fact is, did you know between 1980 to the 31st of December 1989, there was roughly 1,200 to 1,800 horror films made in them 10 years. I mean, that's a lot of horror films made in 10 years. You can roughly say about 120. All right, Adore. Like I said, I always butcher names. So yeah, you think there's roughly about 120 horror films getting made a year. You know. Now I don't know precisely how many horror films were made in the decade, because I've got some notes down here right in front of me this time. There were a lot of low budget straight to VHS, because it literally was a video boom. So home video, so a lot of it went straight to video and straight to us to watch on home videos. Now, also a lot of them was made in cheap countries. All right, Terry. Made from places like Italy, Spain, US, well, I don't know how that could be cheap, and Japan and the Philippines. And some was never widely released or properly recorded. I don't know what they mean by that. All I think when they mean properly recorded wasn't for long term, aka some of the videos what never got onto DVDs and so on. I mean, and also the horror films they managed to do because of cheap practical effects back in the day, because they worked out how to do things. So you think how, so if that was just between the horror films, because I didn't see how many was done for sci-fi, it's a lot of films. I mean, it is amazing how many horror films were made, and I've literally only got a list of 39, and I know it's no guarantee we'll go through the full list, and some I have got stuff to show you in the little corner, and some I haven't. But the most sad fact is, a lot of the films I've been talking about today is at some point I've had hard copies. What I've sold off. I have. Right, just checking. And over the years, what is a shame, because I could have shown you all, but I ain't got it. So So yeah. So first film I'm going to talk about, and yes, I have got the hard copy now. If I remember rightly, it was a Stephen King one. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, I see the name. I thought I could not doubt it wasn't. Now the first film I'm going to go to, it's actually written by Stephen King. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick, and it's The Shining. The film, obviously, not the miniseries or the TV series or so on. I mean, it's not a bad little film. I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, I mean, blimey, it's been out for quite some years, I mean, what did I think of it back in the day when I first saw it? I probably saw it late 80s, because this did come out in 1980, so literally dead on 1980. I don't know what month it came out of, but it came out in 1980. So I probably saw this probably 88, 90, maybe before. Yeah. Uh, I'm not sure if I enjoyed. I know I enjoyed it. With the twins and the Glore, but I also thought it was a bit slow. Because I know when I saw the mini-series that came out some years later, that I enjoyed that a lot better. So yeah, I mean, I think it was how I got into the Stephen King books as well, because I started reading some of them. So yeah, so that is the first one. I mean, yeah, and I do like the new one, Doctor Sleep, because it sort of like carries on after this, so it's really good. So yeah, so that is number one of the 80s horrors. You just think, horror film. I got that amount of horror films that I could probably do a 48-hour live stream. Not that I could, and I would need a lot more, you know, and or how I could transfer, because I need to work on my laptop to see if I can get live streaming done. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get on to the second film. Now, the second film, I haven't got nothing to show you. And now it's another one that's done. It's actually done quite a lot in the series. So it's a series, a TV that became more than one film. So is it a series? But you know what I mean. And it's Friday the 13th. So basically, Jason, me, and came out again, literally 1980. The director was Sean Cunningham. And like you know, the very first one, Jason actually wasn't in it. So, spoiler alert. Spoiler. That there was, what do you call it? They were getting killed off by somebody else. So you know, it went to the second one where Jason came in it. So yeah. So you know. So that is the second one. So yeah, I mean, did you know how many Friday the 13th they were? Well, I'm going to tell you. How many do you think? How many Friday the 13th films do you think they've made to this day? And I couldn't believe it till I asked. Any? Anybody question? Anybody ever guess? Well, 12. 12 films so far been made of Friday the 13th. From 1980 to now. 12! Blimey! And some of them are pretty shite. And some are really good. I mean, I haven't put down a list of other names of other films, but I do remember the Jason X. Jason in Space, basically. And, you know, so yeah. I mean, So, then the next one I'll go to. Makes me do so much talking. Don't talk a lot when I'm by myself. Is I have actually got some something to show you. And the next one is, I know a friend of ours really liked this film. No, he didn't like this film. He ripped the poster off the wall. He did. And that is Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, Freddy Krueger. I mean, Freddy Krueger, The bloke attacks you in the dreams, attacks teens. And you know what? I think the best Nightmare on Elm Street, I think on my list, would be number 3, The Dream Warriors. I mean, that is the best one, I think. I mean, the first one's really good, but I do think number 3, no. Yeah, number 3 is better. Because I was just remembering there's certain threes on a certain franchise that had nothing to do with actually the storylines. So yeah. Here's another one. How many Nightmare on Elm Street do you think they've made till up to the date? I mean, 9 so far. Yeah, 9. Literally, very first came out in 1984. Yeah, about the same as me, Terry. It is about the same as me. I watched it about then as well. And the director was, well, I'll leave it up actually. And director was Wes Craven. Now, I gotta admit, Wes Craven came known to doing horror films quite a bit. I'm not sure if he'd done anything else, but he did do so many horror films. So, yep, so 1984 this came out. I mean, 9. Robert Englund played Freddy Krueger. Got well known for this role. And he had done some other roles, like the alien from 3. And I think he'd done a couple of other ones, but he's mainly known for this. He is. I gotta admit, 1, 3, and some of the others are not too bad, but some of them are not that great. I mean, I'm pretty certain the last one came out a year or so ago. They really are trying to burn the candle. So, yeah. So that is number 3. Now, next one, I haven't got anything to show you. And that's Halloween 2. Now, obviously, Halloween's before, but Halloween, the first one, came out before 1980, so I have taken it off the list. But Halloween number 2 came out in 1981. Directed by Rick. I did at one point, Terry, as well. I had all the box sets. Now, came out, directed by Rick Rosenstein. Yep, can't. I'm butchering the good old name, ain't I? Now, like we know, Michael Myers, like killing a certain person over and over in all the films. I mean, but did you know, between Halloween and I'm pretty certain it's Friday the 13th, number 3 has got nothing to do with the storylines. I'm pretty certain it's Halloween 3 and Friday the 13th. It's got nothing to do with the actual storyline. They go on a whole different franchise. Now, I gotta admit, I quite enjoy Halloween 3. The Season of the Witch, it's called. It's not bad, but it's got nothing to do with the whole rest of the franchise. Now, so far, they have made 13 films up to now. 13th of Halloween 2, and I do believe the last Halloween came out a couple months ago. I mean, you know, from 1981 to 2025. I mean, that's 44. You say 45 years they bring Halloween out. I mean, blimey, that is a long time. And can they give it a rest? Please, it's enough. I mean, Michael Myers, will you finally win or stay dead? One or two. And no, it's Nightmare on Elm Street. They got that dodgy 3D version. So yeah. So anyway, we're going to number 5 now. Again, I've got some, something to show you. Now, this film came out in 1982. Gotta admit, I can't remember what year when I watched it, because I would be 9 when it came out. So I'm pretty sure I didn't watch it when I was 9. I probably watched it when I was about 12 or 13, I reckon. So when I had my own video, so I would say around 1985, I probably watched it. My mum probably rented it for me. And Poltergeist. I mean, 1982, the first Poltergeist came out. Directed by Toby Hooper. This poor family is terrorized by evil spirits, and basically by the tall man, who's I'm not sure I saw if it's the same actor in Poltergeist as some other franchise. And she died so young. I did 3 of them. They did Poltergeist 1, 2, and 3. And sadly, the 3rd one, not so long afterwards, I do remember that she passed away. But yeah, and I do believe they've had a lot of bad luck with the cast and crew of whoever filmed these. So, but yeah, it is a good film back in its day. I'm surprised they haven't done a remake or even carry it on. Now, in a way, they've carried it on they've renamed something similar. And I can't think what it's called at the moment. But nothing really like Poltergeist. Cracking good film. I've really enjoyed it, and I've watched it more than once over the years. So yeah. So that is number 5. So yeah, now the next one. It's number 6 in the list. See, I'm going up in numbers, and I'm going up in numbers. And it's The Fly. Now, it came out in 1986. Director was David Cronenberg, if I've said his surname right. And I know he's probably not watching this. He might even be dead to my knowledge. Sorry I butchered your name, mate. Now, there's only 2 flies ever made. I do believe there's only 2 made of The Fly. Now, I can't think of the name of the actor who played in the very first Fly. I can picture him. He was in a lot of films back in the day. I do believe he's still alive. But yeah, and graphics, I think the last time I saw The Fly. Oh yes, I remember them, Terry. Arthur Hitchcock's The Birds. Did you know Birds came out in 1968, by the way? And he's still alive and kicking. That's good. Hi, Andy. I'll see you next week, mate. And I'll see you as well, Terry, next week. So yeah, basically, if you've never seen The Fly, would I recommend watching it now? Yeah, if you got a spare hour and a half to 2 hours, it's a good little film. Graphics are probably not that great now, but I don't think. Yes, it's Jeff Goldenberg. Thank you very much, Stu. Thank you very much, my friend. That's the name. That's the one I was looking for. Not Stu. I mean Jeff Goldenberg, but you know what I mean. And I think the last time I saw The Fly gotta be. I would say late 90s. I've had it on DVD, but I'm pretty certain I never watched it. Yeah, it still was in the player, right? And yeah, and number 2, if I remember right, is not that great. I mean, a lot of people know, a lot of the number 2s are never great in a film series because they see, oh, that number 1 film done really well. That's right. Let's make number 2. Let's make number 3. I know you wasn't Joe, but I was, So yeah, I mean, so yeah. So the next film I go to is number 7 in the list, and that's Hellraiser. Hellraiser. I mean, I saw this probably not long after it came out. It got released. Cool. Hellraiser got released in 1987, directed by Clive Barker or Baker. No, it's Barker. Basically, it's this puzzle box. If you have this puzzle box, don't open it because you summon some aliens or different beings from a different realm who like to do torture. Yeah. And God, quite glorious, I remember rightly. Hellraiser is a good watch. Now, how many Hellraiser films do you think have been done in a series so far? I mean, again, I was quite shocked when I asked chat and they told me how many films they were done back then, or right up to date. And I think the last one might be a year or 2 ago. 11. There's been 11 Hellraisers since 1987. 11. I mean, wow. 11. I mean, shoof. I think the first 3 are not too bad. I mean, the last time I watched Hellraiser gotta be in the early 2000s on DVD. Yeah. I mean, 11. I mean, poof. Blimey. Now, the next one. Now, I haven't got none of the Night of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, or Day of the Dead. Yes, I have. Sorry. Well, I think I have anyway. We'll find out. It's called The Return of the Dead. Now, if you remember, Return of the Dead was more of the funny find. I agree with that, Terry. He was the right cameraman size. But I think you mean PGM. Now, Return of the Dead was more of the comedian, more a comedy of Dawn of the Dead's, more funny, more hilarious. I mean, blimey, that woman stripping in the first one. I'm pretty certain it's the first one. Let's have a look. Nah, not sure. But I've got number 3 here. But number 3 came out a lot later. So yeah. So sadly I haven't got number 1. I did have at one point, but it's gone. It is where, and if you know anything about the Return of the Dead, they were cut. The Dawn of the Dead and him, the director for this, was on the same films, but they wanted to go different routes, so that's what they did. Return of the Dead are so much more funnier, more comedy, and so much galore, if I remember right, and talking zombies, but they weren't really saying a lot. If I remember right, it's brains. I think that's all they were speaking. But yeah, I mean, Return of the Dead came out in 1985. The director was Dan O'Brien. Sounds Irish. Or maybe Connor and Jonathan might know him. Probably not. And yeah, now there was only, to my knowledge, only 3 in the series: Return of the Dead 1, 2, and 3. But I could be wrong because I didn't have them wrote it down. So yeah. Now the next one, and sadly I haven't got anything to show you. If you know the film, you know what I'm talking about, and I've got itchy nose. Somebody's talking about me. I think that's what happens when you get itchy nose. And it's the Reanimator. Now, came out in 1985. Funny thing is, I saw this probably in the 90s. And the director was Stuart Gordon. Stuart Gordon was the director. God, I have got itchy nose. And yeah, I mean, basically, a bit like Frankenstein, where trying to make the dead come alive, but not piercing one, making one body out of many bodies, if I remember rightly. Done 3 in the series, so it's 3 Reanimators. And the truth is, I can't. Oh, you remember it as well, Terry? Cool. I don't remember much about it now. I mean, whew. And I think the last time I watched it, it's got to be the 90s. Honestly. Pardon me. I don't think I've even bought it on DVD. I'm pretty certain. So, yeah, but what I remember, it was a good little film, but I can't remember what it was much about. But I do the next film. Hi, Des. Are you not leaning too much? Now, the next one I do remember. I suppose actually it didn't get on the ban list of Video Nasties back in the day. But it didn't. And this one, and yes, I've got something to show you. Evil Dead. I mean, Evil Dead came out in 1981. So heart of the horror films. They did call the 80s a golden age for horror films. Director was Sam Raimi. Obviously butchering the name. I mean, there was one clip that got cut because they said it was too graphic. And if they didn't cut it out, I think they was going to put it on the ban list. But they trimmed it out, if I remember rightly. And if you ever watched Evil Dead, you know the scene I'm talking about. Yeah, it is, mate. That's my cat keep knocking it. Yeah, and you know, there's been 5 Evil Dead so far. Now, I've got to admit, I like number 3 the best. The Army of Darkness. I mean, the main actor for this was Bruce Campbell. Great actor. He'd done the TV series as well. He did. I wish it was, mate. There we are. And some reason always, always shows around the other way. I'd like to work out how I can get it around the mirror instead of mirror fishing. Oh, maybe I do. I might try it next week. I can see it, you know. And so yeah. I mean 5, but how many reckons is mirror camera? I'll have to check that out and see if that does it. And or I'll just put you on big TV, so you got me and me. And I do think number 3 is the best one out of the Evil Dead series. And I got to admit, you know, so yeah. So that's that. That's number 10. So the next one is number 11. I've got nothing to show you. Now, it's called From Beyond. Came out in 1986. Directed by Stuart Gordon. So he's appeared again. He has. So obviously he liked doing horror films back in the day. Basically, it's about a machine that brings creatures to our dimension and does some evil stuff to people. I saw this probably in the late 90s, and I think I had it on DVD at one point. Sadly, not no more. Yeah, I mean, it was only ever made as one film. They didn't do any others. So, you know, it's one of the films that's worth watching, but also I think it's one of the films where a lot of people have probably not seen. Now, if I remember rightly, I'm pretty certain I may have had this on DVD or I've seen it on Blu-ray in HM3, the 88 collection series. So, if you can get it on a cheap, give it a watch. You might enjoy it and you may not. So anyway, number 12. Now, again, I used to have this on video. There was 2 of them made. And Night of the Demons. I mean, it came out in 1988. It did. So, 1988. Just, you know, we're getting near the end of the horror set where there was so many really good horror films. The director was Kevin Tanner. And the very first one is about a female teen gets possessed by a demon at a haunted house party and then goes on a big murder scene. Pretty normal for horror films, isn't it? I mean, that was one of the biggest, you know. Somebody starts murdering somebody and murders and carries on and carries on. I mean, another one for the slasher movies were, if you're having nookie, you're dead. So you always knew the virgins always escaped. I wonder why I always died. Just need a drink. Not sponsored. So yeah, I mean, I do think number 2 is not that great as well. Graphics to what I remember of Night of the Demons is not that impressive now. Was back in the day, sadly not now. Now, the next one, number 13 in my list, is Fright Night. Now, this has been remade. Once. Now, if I remember rightly, it had 2 in the series, then got remade once. Now, director was Tom Holland. No, not Superman. A different Tom Holland. It came out in 1985. Now, I can't think who the person was. I got a feeling it was Peter Cushing was the guy the team chats about his neighbour that was a vampire. I'm pretty certain it's Peter Cushing, but it's been quite some time since I've watched Fright Night. Yeah, you know, so is it worth a watch? Yes. If you can get it on the cheap. I wouldn't spend much on it, you know, and I'm pretty certain. Thank you much, Andy. So Roddy McDonald. Thank you, mate. It's on a bit of the funny side. They want to put a bit of humour in it. They didn't want it really high up on the horror, you know, too much glory and all that. It's a nice horror film to watch. But yeah, right. I'm going to number 14 now. Now, this film, number 14 of this. Cracking good film. Yes, there has been made more in the series, and I didn't actually put it down how many have been made, because some of them are not really in the same series, but they are, but they're not. That's Irish for you. And that's The Lost Boys. I mean, Lost Boys came out 1987. 1987. One more year would be the 40th year anniversary for it. I mean, cracking good film. I mean, the director was a name I can't say. Jody Schumacher, something like that. Anyway, the class is horror. And I do remember them saying, because it's about vampires, so always vampires got to remember, Terry, always class as horror. I mean, okay, it's a 15 rating. Today, I reckon it would be classed as 18. And it is a good film, and like you see, you can get it on Blu-ray. Got some good action in it. And obviously the spin-offs were from the Foggy Boys. I'm sure that's what the brothers called, the Foggy Brothers. So yeah, let's get this light out of the way. So yeah. I mean, so yeah. So that's that one. Now the next one on the list. Now I haven't got it on DVD. I've actually got it on the 80s edition. I don't know if this is number 15 in my list. And I don't know if it's available in DVD or Blu-ray. It probably is. And that is Rats. Night of Terror. Basically, rats start getting a bit of intelligence. Goodbye. Now, it came from a book series by James Herbert, one of the early horror writers back in the day. Yeah, I gotta admit, to my knowledge, they only ever made the first Rats. Yep, NT, that is a good horror film. I had it on video and DVD. Director came out in 1984, and director was Bruno Mattei, probably Matti actually. Yeah, I do like the books better than the actual film, and I do like the third film the best. The third book, because basically, if you haven't read the book, basically they drop the bomb and they get smart, and basically see you later. So yeah, I mean, 1984, so that is now over 40 years old. I mean, blimey. Is it worth a watch? Yes. I mean, a lot of these horror films are worth a watch. Now, most of the ones I've got in my list are the ones I recommend watching. There are also lots of low budget ones and low glow that are not worth watching. Poorly written. Because literally, they're getting all the money in to get the whole film. A bit like what they do now, isn't it? So, yeah. Again, I've got another one I can show you. Now, the first one I got was actually done before the 80s. This was actually done in 1978, if I remember rightly. But the one I'm going to talk about, the one I've got written down, is the number 2 of the series, The Hills Have Eyes. Now, obviously, this is number 1, but I don't have the number 2. And number 2 came out in 1984, so yeah, it has done over 40 years. and so have this now. Again, Wes Craven, the director, 4 films altogether in the series. If I remember right, the second film where a territory army, or I can't remember what they call it in America, where they got the basically, we call it in Britain the TA, territory army. I can't remember what they call it in America, where the series go and do some army stuff, but they're only like part time. They're not, and I can't think what they're called. Guard, I think it's a guard. Not sure. But then they basically get butchered left, right, and centre by these guys. And he was in a lot of horror films, you know. No, he's not, Terry. When there's over 1,200 to 1,800 horror films made for the 10 years, you know, I agree with that. Lost films hadn't aged well in some places. You know, there's quite a lot to choose from. Like I said, you do, you can do 48 hours on that live stream chatting about all the horror films. But I don't think I've got all the merchandise to even show. Blimey, I can't even show it all from here. That's a lot of horror films made. So yeah, he was known in a lot of horror films because of his head. Poor guy. I hope he made the money. But yeah. And the first one's about this poor family who their car gets sabotaged and they get trapped in the desert and basically get killed. Basically. Alright, so next couple, I haven't got anything to show you. I'm not sure. If it was banned, it's probably not banned now. A lot of the banned films have been unbanned since. And I got a thing now. This next film, I do believe was on the ban list at one point. It's not no more. It's been unbanned, and I'm not 100% certain on that. Cannibal Holocaust. So, eating meat. Now, if I remember rightly, if it is this one, they were so the graphics, and the filming critics actually thought they were actually eating real people, but it wasn't. Now, this one came out in 1980, literally in the heart of literally right at the beginning of the 80s horror films. Director was, there's no way on earth I can say his name. Ragan. No, probably I reckon he is Italian, I do. And if you've never seen this film, it is worth a watch. It is glory in places. And I am certain it was on the ban list at one point, or nearly got on the ban list. One of them two. And it's basically about a documentary crew that goes in the jungle to find this tribe. And then they basically find, if I remember rightly, it's been a little while since I've seen this film, they find another tribe who are still eating human people. So yeah. Quite graphics if I remember rightly. I think there's one scene, if it's this film, where you see them cutting into somebody's part. And yeah. So, really graphic. Right. Bear with me. Right, the next one, 18. So again, I've got nothing to show you. And that is Le Beyond. Not From Beyond, Le Beyond. They use this name quite often. They did. Now, this is an Italian director. He done quite a lot of Italian. Done a lot of the low budget horror films he did. He got well known for them. Very true. American Werewolf in London is a classic. It came out in 1981, and the director is Louis Fucun. Yeah, I've definitely butchered his name. Fucio, and surname is Fulci. He was well known for lots of horror films, and I think even Zombie of the Dead, and everything. And he was well known for zombie films back in the day. The Italian zombie film, and they were a lot more glory than Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead and so on. So much more. And basically, The Beyond is about a hotel that's sitting on the gateway to hell, and you can guess what happens, can't you? Now, is it worth a watch now? If you're a fan of the director, and sadly I can't say his name, I've watched quite a lot of his films back in the day, then yeah, it would be worth watching if you're a fan of the director. It's probably not cheap to buy. I'm guaranteed you that. It's probably around £20 to buy, and probably is available on DVD or Blu-ray. But personally, I'll give it a miss. If you can get it in an offer, I would say, yeah, give it a go. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not doing so bad. I mean, I'll be going on to the 19th, and this is the same director when I get to it, but somebody brought up one of the films, The Entity. Now, I don't remember, I haven't got that on my list, because I totally forgot about that film till you mention it. And yeah, a cracking good horror film. Like you said, based on true story. But I do remember watching it back as a kid on video. I've had it on DVD, and I'm pretty certain it's available on Blu-ray now. Pardon me. I think The Entity came out in around 85, 86 maybe. Pardon me. Maybe I shouldn't drink, or maybe I should start drinking water on these live streams. And yeah, it is a really good film. And yeah. So, there's an extra one because you put it in. Now, Warhead X, what Rex put in, I don't actually really remember much about that one, so I can't really say much about it. But I used to watch a lot of the band films by the Underground Market. And I don't think I remember that one. If I do, it's long since I've forgot about. So yeah, I really should start leaning back, you know. And after a while, let's lean back. Cool. Imagine how shabby's like when he's leaning right by his TV. He must get a right old sore back. So yeah, we're going to go on to number 19. If you want to put other horror films in the comments that are done in the 80s, that are not on the list, I'll read them out if I know a bit about them. And if I don't know a bit about them, I will say so. Now, this film is called House by the Cemetery. UK Graveyard, okay? To the American Cemetery. And a word I can't really say anyway, but basically the house by the graveyard. Your best neighbours you can ever have. They're so quiet, they don't make any noise. Now, it came out again in 1981. So, it's the same director as from The Beyond. No, not the Pet Cemetery. The House by the Cemetery. Now, it's a good one as well. Pet Cemetery. Stephen King, if I remember rightly. Louis Fortune. I think I might have just said his name, Louis Fortune. I think. Basically, his family moves into this house, and they find it's next to a graveyard, but they also find there's, there's bodies in the basement. Basically, spoiler alert. I mean, I think the next thing I need to do on these series that I'm doing is put down how many films each director made. So it gives you an idea how many films they've made. Now, Louis Forjou, now I'm pretty certain he's made over 20 horror films. Not Jess Franco. He's another one that's well known for them, and actually amazing I've not got any of these down, actually. I think he was classed as a horror director. But yeah. Now, next one, I don't think I've seen. I've read the book, and I did not realize the book is that old. It's called The Fun House. Now, I'm pretty certain this did come from a book, but I'm not 100% certain because I have read a book called The Fun House, done by Richard somebody. I can't think of his name. I haven't got any of them here no more. Nope, I haven't. None up there. Scanners, yeah, technically sci-fi. Evil Dead, I've already mentioned. Hi, Jim. Early on. So yeah, The Funhouse came out in 1981. Director Toby Hopper. Basically a group of teenage, you know what we were like back in them days, and they still are, little. I mean, with Angels, wasn't we, in the 80s? I mean, we got it, And they get trapped in a deadly carnival, and, you can guess what happens. I mean, it happened in all the horror films, didn't it? And normally only one or two lives. And if it's one, it's always the female, isn't it? If it's two, it's the female and the boyfriend. So yeah. Now the next one before I go to the first one, well, I saw it in the comic, Pet Sematary. Now, if I remember rightly, Stephen King directed it, and I do believe there's two. I'm not sure if they've remade it. Yeah, pretty scary-ish film if you didn't watch horror films. I mean, the storyline, basically, if you haven't seen Pet Sematary, is this kid loses his cat. If I remember right, the cat gets run over, dies, and then he buries it in a pet cemetery. What brings it alive? For some reason. It's been quite so many years since I've saw Pet Sematary, and it's not on my list. I'm adding it on because you've been mentioned. And yeah. Now, somebody mentioned, yep, that is the 80s they live. That is Gingham. That's a sci-fi one I mentioned in the sci-fi live stream that I did last week. Cracking good film. And yeah, so this is it's all the horror films of the 80s. So yeah. Annabelle 2. Now, before we get to this one, Adore just brought up a really good one, Annabelle. I don't know how many they've done, because it escaped my list. Like I said, you can say an average of 1,500 horror films were made in the 80s. That, to a list of 40, you can't get them all, but Annabelle, oh my god, that was a really good horror film. I'm sure they've done 5. but I could be guessing. I'm pretty certain I know they've done 3. And I'm pretty certain they've done a universe with the Hammer film where they've joined some other horror films up with them by things that came out of the house, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, Hammerfell, really good. I just can't think. But yeah. And I think the last one came out. If it was, I'm sure it's still Hammerfell, where Christine, yes, it is horror. And a director, Stephen King, not director, the writer was Stephen King. And I'm not sure, but I think director was Spielberg, I think, but I'm not sure. By the top of my head, I haven't seen it for quite some years, but yeah. I mean, you don't want a car like that. But it's not been the first car they've done in horror films like that, is it? I mean, number one. There's a one on my list that talks about, vehicles. Now, let's get on the first one, shall we? The Unholy. Now, came out in 1988. Director was Kamal Finner. Like I said, I butcher names too often. Now, I saw it back then when I bought this film back in the 90s. Thank you, Terry. I couldn't remember who, but yeah, it sounds right. It could be John Carpenter who directed Christine. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, right in the time, 80s. So yeah. It really inspired me. John Carpenter was known for a lot of his name pops up a lot of my horror films that I'm getting to. And yeah, I mean this one. Basically, if you ever saw what's the film called? Where the woman head spins around. Basically similar to that one. It's a basically, I can't think what it's called. What's it called? But this is what I call a spin-off. Not a spin-off, a rip-off. Exorcist. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, my friend. Basically, similar storyline, but this time fighting demons from hell. So, thing I like. Hi, Pouts. Yeah, the thing I class as sci-fi, but it's sci-fi / horror, I would say. And it did come in my list on horror as well. So yeah, it is classed as sci-fi / horror. The film you just talked about, The Thing, remade more than once, but it was on my list last time. So yes, that one. Now, again, I've got something I can show you, but I haven't got the right number. Yep, somehow Peltz returns. Howling. Now, the very first one of Howling came out in 1981. It did. Did literally 5. I had to count it. I did. 5 Howlings. Now, the first one, pretty tame for the day. And it's a good little series. Yes, Howling 2 has got Chris Lee. And if I remember rightly, one of the Howlings also got Peter Cushing in. If I remember rightly, because Chris Lee and Peter Lee was in one other film each of the same thing, but I could be thinking of a different line. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've got number 3, 4, and 5. Yep, 3, 4, and 5. Even though I just said it and I forgot about it. Yeah. Yeah. And you see, the original Nightmare, quite tame, not much galore if I remember rightly. There's a scene in the first one that the day standard that will be cut out. And I would say they would cut it out because it's not, not the, but it was a thing they used in a lot of horror films and Bam films, sadly. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so that is that. That is number 22 in my list. Even though I've mentioned more than 22. So, right, the next one again, I haven't got anything to show you. Now, I did have this one on video. I don't know what happened to it. I've looked high and low. I think I either gave it away or I sold it. And I got a feeling I am more likely sold it some years ago. But I know I had it here, so it's not many years ago. And this horror film is number 23 on my list, Prince of Darkness. I mean, wow. Yep, that is a good film as well. And Prince of Darkness, director John Carpenter. I believe the same director who done The Thing, if I remember rightly. I'll soon find out if I go back to my sci-fi list. Bear with me, but I'm using the same, but yep, John Carpenter was The Thing. Yeah, no, good fun. I'll come back to that film in a minute, what you just mentioned. And I can't remember the bald guy in it. I know he wasn't Terry. I do know that much. Basically, they go into this old church, and if this church is no, if I remember right, if this church is not in service no more, lots of bad things happens in this church, if I remember rightly. Basically, the devil wants, and it is worth a watch because it is done by John Carpenter, really good director, and yeah, certain names were known for certain films. That's why like I said, like The Thing is sci-fi / horror because John Carpenter. Next one in my list is 24. It is. No, it's not actually called 24. What's that? Yes, I do believe it was, Pelts. I want to go, before I get on to 24, a film has been brought up, Omen. Now, I remember watching Omens. Now, Omen 3 you've also mentioned, and I can't remember, some reason names. Thank you. Sadly, the name's not coming up on my thing. They were pretty glory, and I gotta admit, I did watch them in the early 80s. I was a kid when I watched Omens. So I would say they're roughly in the heart of the 80s. So I think I was 12, 13 when I first watched Omen, and what a series. Has been remade. That's on my list, by the way, Dor. And so I won't come back to that one till it's on my list. That one is. And yeah, they did remake it. Sadly, I believe it flopped, the remake. Even though the graphic was quite good, but it did flop. I actually took my brother Mikhail to see the remake in America. So that's got to be, he was about 11, because in America you can go and see horror films if you're with a parent. And my brother quite enjoyed it. Now, as a film I could have gone back to, the story, I can go back to another film of about a story Now, the first time we went to America, they don't have a time zone, where, I can't think what, everything's got to be after 9 o'clock in the UK for certain films to be released or certain graphics. Well, we turned the TV on and Poltergeist was on. And I remember my brother watching this Poltergeist. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he must have been probably 8, probably younger than 11 actually. Yeah, it was about 8 if I remember rightly. First hotel I took the family to his masters in, so yeah, we didn't have a lot of money. Yeah, the face of Mikhail watching Poltergeist. Wow. What can I say? But anyway, let's go back to where we were, because I might end up losing myself, and I can't do that. I've already lost myself anyway. Anyway, next one's 24 in the list, Near Dark. Now, I had it on DVD and I've had it on Blu-ray. Haven't got them no more because I sell things off when I need a bit of, You just have to, sadly. Now, basically, a young man joins a gang of vampires who are quite violent. Now, if I remember right, there's a really graphic scene of it where you see this vampire burning because he's in this daylight. Really graphic. I can't remember who was in it. I can see the faces, but I can't think of the names. It literally came out in 1987, so it's coming near the end of the golden age of horror films. And the director was, ain't no chance of me saying that name. Karen Bigelow. Lance. Lance and Bill Patterson. Yeah, Bill Patterson. Yes, I knew I remember the name. Thank you, Palps. Yeah, Bill Patterson. Yes. And yeah, I remember what he was in as well. So yeah, quite violent, I do believe. When was the last time I saw Near Dark? Now, this is the reason why I don't go onto Stu's quizzes, because it means I've got to catch up on the films. And as you can see, sometimes I will feel miserable. I don't even think I watched it when I bought it on Blu-ray. So, I'll say 2010. So a good 16 years ago since I last seen it. And yeah, it's a good film. Would I recommend to go and watch it? Yeah, I would actually. Some people probably know, but yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. I wish my thing, I think because I pressed it once, it doesn't go up. It's annoying. Now, next one. It is a classic film. Really is. I remember when it first came out on video. Pardon my fingers pointing at when you see the camera. And Hellgate. What a cracking good film back in the day. And yes, I've got it on DVD. I don't know if it's available on Blu-ray. It may be. I might need to check it out tonight, see if it's available on Blu-ray. And so it's gone from, I believe this came from straight to home video. It did. And yeah, basically, it's about this girl gets murdered by this biker gang. Dad finds out, murders the biker gang, and basically brings other people in this deserted town. Came out in 1989. It did. A director, I can say this name, William Levy. He did. Cool. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, really good film. And they find out, I mean, the daughter gets murdered in the early 60s, if I remember rightly. This is 89, so it's near enough the end of the decade. It is, I think I might have said 87 a moment ago, because I was looking up one, but it's not. It's 89 he came out. Yeah, it is worth a watch. And I did see this about 6 months ago. It's on YouTube, by the way. Well, was then. Don't know if it still is now. Yeah, they find this. Eventually, they find this scrapyard of all the vehicles that this bloke's been murdering all these people over the years since the 60s. So yeah, well worth a watch. So yeah. And I remember rightly, only 2 people comes out alive out of this, if I remember rightly. So yeah. Now another one, a lot of you may have never seen this film. You may have not. Let me know in the comments if you have seen this film. I think this film is bloody brilliant. I've watched it more than once. Pardon me. It's a good thing you don't take a shot every time I have a drink. You'll be drunk by now. It's called The Lady in White. Lady in White. Have anybody seen this film? It is brilliant. Came out in 1988. Director was Frank. I think he's I would say he's Italian descendant. Lagudin. Oh, don't I butcher surnames? Don't I just butcher whole names altogether? That's my bit of a speech problem, that is. Yeah, basically this boy is in school, and over the years, basically been a serial killer has been murdering kids over the years. No, not Freddy Krueger. And he gets murdered. No, I think of another one. Basically, I murdered that pop line, ain't I? I'll give you a tip. Go and watch it. Cracking good film. Basically, this boy gets trapped in this locker in school, and obviously high school. I can't think how old he was, but yeah, I'm pretty certain it's high school, junior school. He is, pardon me, and basically, he's basically attacked by somebody, can't see who, by, and he finds, and then he meets this ghost. Gil ghost that was murdered by the person that attacked him, who then basically got a really good music tone. It has brilliant film. I've seen this. I think the last time I saw this, again, it's available on YouTube, by the way. So go and check it out if you haven't seen it. If it's still available. I know it was. It was on my save list. And yeah, I mean, it is a really good film. And I don't think it's too dated either. Because it hasn't got any graphics. The storyline, it is a horror because it's got ghosts in it. But I would say it's more of a thriller / horror. I would. Basically, you find it eventually that this girl was murdered, obviously. But then you find out the mother is also a ghost of the girl. And yeah, I don't want to say anything more because this is a real good film to go and watch. The Lady in White. I recommend this film 100%. You should go and watch this. I do. One brilliant film. Uh, just brilliant. Really is. I may even have to watch this again tonight. So yeah. I mean, I know you can't read things backwards, but it says, let me read what it says on the back, shall we? The best films of the year. Well, you know they probably paid for that. It says the ghost of the dead can't rest without the help of the living. True. Let me say it's a horror film, but it's more of a thriller, I would have said personally. And it's it's a tell and living ghost story. So yeah, it's a ghost story. You got that about right, Pouts. It's starring Lucas Hannon. Yep. Len Curtis and Alex Racken. And yeah, I mean, yeah, he even says here, non-stop fills. So yeah, it's a filler, really. Well worth giving a watch. So yeah, that is number 26 in my list. I recommend it. Go and watch it. Really do. If you want to go and watch a horror film tonight, go and watch Lady in White and let me know in the comments of this what you thought. Now, I'm pretty certain this is a Fable on DVD. Obviously, it's Fable on DVD. I got it on DVD. I mean, it's Fable on Blu-ray. Now, this was written by Stephen King, one of the biggest horror fiction writers. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not been remade. I am. Only one ever made in the series, so there's never been any ones and twos. And that is Maximum Overdrive. It is Maximum Overdrive. I mean, I remember now. I can't think of the name of the. Let's see. Where's his name? Bear with me while I find. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Can't say his name, but he's from Young Guns, by the way, where machines basically all come alive. Christine, and basically want to kill us all. Now, technically, you could say they won in a way, if you want to, because have you seen Cars? Cars are alive in there. You don't see no humans. You know? Yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying. So, yeah. You know? So yeah, yes, that's it. By the Goblin Truck. Yes, brilliant film, and well worth a watch. It is. Oh, I've got itchy nose again. And yeah, I mean, The Beetle. I mean, screams Herbie. Oh, I have got itchy nose. Hang on. That's better. No, I didn't stick my finger up my nose. I did it, on them. And yeah, it is well worth a watch. So, I haven't said the details yet, did I? I just got on to the... So, Maximum Overdrive came out in 1986. 1986? 40 years old. I wonder if it's going to get released this year on cinema. But they do a lot of these on cinema releases for the 40th anniversaries. Fingers crossed. I would like to see it on cinema. Because I know for a fact I did not see this on cinema. I saw it on video. May even saw it on home TV late at night. Who knows? Now, like I said to you, Stephen King was the author, the author of it. And he was actually, and this is the one and only film Stephen King directed as well. And apparently, now I'm pretty certain, I'm not sure. I'm sure APD talked about this in one of his live streams in the past. He has. And let me know in the comments if he has. So I do remember he saying that Stephen King was high on drugs, and that's why it's a bit worry in places. And it's the reason why he said he would never direct a film again. So yeah, and I do think this is the one and only film he ever directed. Yeah, it is well worth a watch. Would you believe it? That's 27 films I've talked about. I've also talked some extras. That's 30 films. Oh yeah, we'll be talking about 40 films. That's why I like you also reacting and putting some films up that I may not talk about. So yeah, like I said, there's so many horror films. Yeah, you got to admit, you got some bad horror films are actually good horror films, and they become a cult. Yep, yes, Adol, like you just said, sci-fi / horror. Yeah, and that was that was on my list last week. So yeah, so I recommend give that a watch. Now again, I remember this one on video back in the day. And look, I've got some hard stuff to show you again. Woohoo! Hard stuff. God, I get too excited, don't I? Calm down, Jason. Calm. Yeah, like that. Pardon my French. What you get is me, isn't it? So yeah. Because obviously my things, can't work out why, so, well, I wonder what that button does. Oh, hang on. No. Don't do that. Yeah, no. Oh, well. Well, anyway. I wish it would carry on going up, but I think once you touched it, you're buggered. So, quite annoying. And that is Waxworks. Now, obviously, this is Waxworks 1 and 2. Now, Andy Hopkins directors it. I'm sure that's his name. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins, yeah. I don't know if it's the Anthony Hopkins that we all knew of, that done Silence of the Lambs and all that. Yeah, it may be. Let me know in the comments if it is the same actor that starred in Silence of the Lambs, but he also looks like he also directed. If it is him, yeah, it looks like it. Well, I've got written down on my notes. And basically, this group of teens break into this wax museum at night. And this wax museum is not a normal wax museum. Each wax museum exhibition has got like a different time, and once you go through it, you get taken into wherever it is, and yeah, it's well worth a watch. And the first one came out in 1988, second one came out in the 90s, and they're both worth a little watch. And the second one does literally carry over from the first. It does. So a little spoiler alert. They find out when they go to the place it gets burnt down, by the way. Spoiler alert, right? For over, not quite a 40-year film, but it's good as. They find over 200 bodies. Over. So yeah, well worth a watch. Yeah. Another film I would recommend. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was also in that really happy series on the island. I am, whatever you would call it. does it say? Bear with me a moment while I have a look on the back. Yeah. It's got the Gremlin star, by the way, from the Gremlin star from it, Zach Guggenheim, and yeah, it's a comedy on terrors, and yeah, it's well worth a watch, and yeah, so that's that one. Guess what? I've got Child Play. That is in my list, by the way. Bear with me. Let's take a look. No, it's not on my list. I thought I wrote it down, but I obviously missed it off. Right, you mentioned Child Play. Right, Chucky. I really thought I wrote that down, but I have not. I can't see it in my on my page. So no, I've not wrote it down. But I've got it in. But I've got it in my video pile. Right. I have missed it off my list by some chance. So I'm glad you mentioned it. Now I'm pretty sure I'm just going onto another page. No. Now, Chucky, Child Play. Like you know, 1 and 2 did get banned because sadly some evil little kids, pardon me, did actually murder a real child because they thought the child was evil in real life, sadly, because they watched this film. They blamed it on the film, and yeah, I probably watched this. I can't. See, it cost me 60p second hand back in the day. I'm not sure if it saved me a year. No, but I think the first one came out in the middle 80s. Annoying me, I missed it off my list. Yeah, I've tried watching the series of Chucky, the Child Play series, and no, I can't get into it myself. And even the Chucky films, I've not watched apart from the 3, because no, sorry, I have. You got the Pride of Chucky, Child of Chucky, but the TV series I couldn't get into. I tried, couldn't. They've also remade Child Play. They did. I admit, I didn't mind it, but sadly, you couldn't beat the original Chucky. Now the doll, I mean, now this is about the only one out of this lot, I think, that there's quite a lot of merchandise. Now, I do believe there's actually some merchandise for some of the other films. But this one is, now when I say quite a lot, probably a handful actually, be honest. You can get a 1.1 doll of this. No, I haven't got it. I wasn't going to spend £100. Plus, I don't want him in my house. Sod that. Ah, cool. Pal, so I have to give them a tinkle. I mean, give them a tinkle, I give them a watch. Of some of the fan gentlemen of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I will have to give them a watch, pals. Pardon me. I'm going to have to stop drinking. I'm going to have to go on some juice, I think. No, I know what it is. It's Pepsi Max. Yeah. I remember now. So, yeah. Well worth watch. Thank you, Adolf, for mentioning that. Because I missed it off my list somehow. So, anyway. We're going on to the list of 29. And Fight Night I mentioned early on, Adore. I can't tell you who was in it. Well, Peltz did anyway. Peltz did mention it early on, who was in it. And it is a nice little horror film. but it's a bit of a comedy. But this one, Exterminator is number 2. Now, basically, Death Wish, if you know what I mean. Again, certain films got ripped off. Now, they're classed as horror. I wouldn't really. I would have classed it thriller, you know. But then, where does Death Wish stand? I mean, so yeah, is it horror, thriller? But I've classed it as horror. I've got it as well. I mean, who stars in it? No one that I can tell you. No, no. Yes, it's a guy with the flamethrower pelts, and you're right, it is an old one. It's Cinema Club. Do you remember these? Cinema Clubs, if you want to know a little history lesson, always a little bit trimmed. They were. Never a full edition. And you know the most funny thing is? Cinema Clubs are worth nothing. Because they're trimmed. Now, if I had this on a proper ex-rental copy, worth a little bit. Probably not a lot now. I mean, this is probably not even worth nothing now. A £5. Yeah. Poor old New York. A lot of these films always was on New York, weren't they? You know, like in New York Ripper. Now that's classed as horror, by the way. You know, so yeah, New York always got it. Oh, hang on. I've missed all the details out, didn't I? Yeah, so it got released in 1984. Director was, oh, I can say his name. Woo! Was Mark Butzenman. I'm dead certain I've just butchered that name without even realising it. Butson? Would you say Butson? Not Butzenman? I say Butson. I'm probably butchering his name anyway. We all know that. You know? Yes, he has got a flamethrower in 1 and 2. And this one is basically going to war against a fire again. That's what I mean about Death Wish. And out of the Death Wishes, I do like number 3 the best. You know? And it's got a star from Star Trek Next Generation in it. The only time you get to see, actually, no, you don't. That's actually clipped. So, yeah. So, it's that one. Now, the next couple of films, I haven't got any stuff to show you. Sadly. Bit annoying. And this is a film that you may have not seen a lot of, called Chopping Mall. Now, Chopping Mall, basically shopping centre to us, is available on YouTube. Though I've not watched it not that long ago. Sadly, I haven't finished it, by the way. It came out in 1986. Director is, wow, I ain't saying his name. Jim. You lot must love me. It is a classic pulp, I agree with you. And Jim Wazumjun? Yeah, I can't say his surname. But yeah, basically, if you've never seen Chopping Mall, give it a watch. It is a heart of the 80s of horror films. It's cheesy, but it's good cheesy. It's, you know, basically it's about killer robots. I mean, basically, this surgery system, they say, look, we're gonna give you these 3 robots. You know, your boss case is in my. That's it. Thank you, Peltz. He's put what it goes. Yeah, in goes. You very much. You know. So yeah, if I remember rightly, don't they get hacked? That's the reason why they go on a Murdering Spring because they've been hacked, if I remember rightly. And Ador, I hope I'm saying your name right. If I haven't, I do apologise. Basket Case, yes, that is on my list, by the way. Not too long till we go to that one. Sadly, I haven't got the DVDs no more. I did have, sadly. And again, I had this on DVD not that long ago, but sadly I've sold it. Quite annoying. Well, I mean not that long ago, I mean, a year or so. And that's The Gate. Hi, Miss B. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Yeah, The Gate. Done 2, if I remember rightly. 1 and 2 of The Gate. And I don't mean open a gate up. I mean literally a gate. Came out in 1987. Yeah, I do. I mean, I was still underage, but you know what it's like. You know. Thank you. They didn't really care what you watched in the 80s. I mean, you go to a rental shop, and I think this might have even been Daryl video that I had in the around here. That you just ring up and say, "Oh, can I order blah blah blah," and they bring it to your door. So The Gate came out in 1987. Director was Tabo Takina. Sounds Japanese. Probably not. I don't suffer with them, so maybe it's money coming in. Maybe I've won the lottery. Woohoo! I ain't that fucking lucky. If I have, it's a bloody lucky dip. You remember The Gate, B? I'm gonna call you B. I hope you don't mind. No, wrong. Mr. B. Mr. B. That sounds better. B's, no. Mr. B. Yeah, The Gate, I mean, it is a good film. I mean, I don't know what the rating is for The Gate. I believe it's a 15. Might be classed as a 12 now. Because the main star, if I remember rightly, he's only a kid in it, if I remember rightly. I mean, if anybody's seen it, apart from Mr. B, I think he's about 12 or 13 in it. I'm pretty certain. And basically, somehow, these kids open a portal to the dimension to hell. And yeah, I mean, now if I remember rightly, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Even though I had it on Blu-ray and I sold it not that long ago, I don't think I got round to watching it. And if I remember rightly, they're having a party, ain't they? If I remember rightly as well. And somehow they open up the gate. It all goes pear-shaped, like they do, don't they? I mean, so yeah. So a couple, I mean, now Outdoor, just mentioned this. Yeah, it's still a good flick. Oh, so you haven't even seen it since Len. Blimey. Give it a watch. They've done 2, by the way. The second one's probably a load of rubbish. No, I can't remember. I don't think I've ever watched the second one after I saw it the very first time. So yeah. So Eldor mentioned Basket Case. Now, it is on my list, and it's actually number 33 on my list. Obviously, a lot higher, really. I've been mentioning other films that you have mentioned. So, So, yeah. So, Basket Case got released in 1982. Directed by Frank Hernlock. Yeah. Why can't surnames be simple? Like Briggs, Johnny, Bob Marley. Yeah. Or if I could speak properly. Sounds Italian. If you're still alive, mate, and I know you're not going to watch this. If you do, say hello. Thank you very much. Probably not even Italian. First name don't sound very Italian. Anyway, Frank. Basically, this man carries his twin around in a basket case. And the twin is, well, he's deformed, literally deformed. I mean, I don't think basket case ever got on the banned list. I do believe it got close to the banned list. I do. Because I will be doing a live stream about banned films. I just don't know how to don't know how YouTube be happy with that or not. So and that might be a dodgy one. I'll be finding out. And yeah, it is quite glory if I remember rightly. Been a while. I did have it on Blu-ray. Bought it because it was an offer. Sadly, never got around to re-watching it on Blu-ray, and now, sadly, gone. I've been a collector for lots of things, and yeah, I mean, it's well worth a watch. Sadly, I haven't. They live, yeah, brilliant film, sci-fi. Done by John Carpenter again, if I remember rightly. Yep, John Carpenter. See, I'm getting to know it. Anyway, number 34 in my list. Now, I would recommend probably not a lot of you have seen this film. I don't. Sadly, I haven't got anything to show you. If I had a computer, I would be able to put a stream up, but I did it by my mobile phone. Well, I don't think there's not a way I've seen that you can do it. And it's called The Society. I remember when I first said, now this is literally 1989 it got released. Again, it's the same director as Basket Case. So, Frank Hernalot. Yeah, I'm definitely butchering his surname. And basically, if this teen in a rich family discovers this secret with the rich, the privilege, and yeah, there's a scene in that film. If you've seen The Society, oh mate, yes, that's the one, pal. The dinner scene, yeah, wow. And you are talking about where they all start joining together, if I remember rightly. I mean, that is, pretty, if that's the scene you're talking about. I mean, wow. I mean, I don't think it's ever really explained in it why this happens, what they've taken for them to join up. Because they don't say joined, if I remember rightly, they do separate as well. Been quite some time since I've seen it. Oh yeah, it's a scene, yeah. Well, graphic. Don't they, if I remember, don't they all undress? And he's like thinking, what the hell's going on here? Pretty certain. Like I said, it's been some years, probably at least 25 years since I've seen it, at least. And yeah, it is a disturbing scene. Now, is it the guy from the Young Guns that stars in it? I can't remember if it is or not. Or another one of the cast from Young Guns. But, I'm not too sure, but yeah. I may need to see if that's a favourite to watch on YouTube, because I don't really fancy spending money to go and buy it. No, then I'll probably sell it in the near run. I do know it. I don't think it's on any streaming service either at the moment. Now, this one, I bought it second hand. I did. Again, I think it's a film that probably not a lot of people may have seen. And it's The Ambulance. Now, there's been a new film called The Ambulance. I think it came out last year, and I thought it was a remake. It's not. It's got nothing to do with this. And yeah, I mean, now technically this should not be on the list. It shouldn't. It really should not be on the list. But I thought I'd add it because I've got it. And it is a good little film. And I thought also it's one of them films that I don't think a lot of people know about it. Now it's got James Earl Jones starring in it, plus Eric Roberts. Interesting facts between them two guys. Eric Roberts was the Master in the Doctor Who movie, if you did not know. And who was the voice of Darth Vader? Him. James Earl Jones. And I mean, he was a actor. Well. And basically, the storyline for The Ambulance is basically this guy witnessed this woman getting taken into the ambulance. They thought it's just a normal ambulance. He goes to the hospital to go and find and see this woman, finds out this ambulance have never appeared. Then they basically, he talks to this, copper, alright, policeman. And finds out basically they're taking people off the streets to basically murder. And yeah, it is a good little film. It is. And The Ambulance is off one of the old ambulances that is a fable, as a toy from Dinky and Corgi. I mean, there it is. Maniac Cop, yes, I have not put that on my list, but yeah, I will mention that one in a second. Ador, thank you for mentioning that. So, you know what? I'm going to actually put that right now, and the next one I've got something that I can actually show you, but I'm going to talk about that one that Ador just mentioned. Now, Manic Cop. Oh my God, what a film! It is available on Blu-ray, by the way. It is available on Blu-ray. That scene where that dead policeman comes alive and murdering people, and then he's after that one guy who if I remember rightly, is actually a policeman himself. I think he's a rookie, if I remember rightly, or quite low down the food chain. I think he's only I'm sure he's a rookie. I am. And then he finds out about this cop who's dead, murdering people, and the scene where that cop goes in the police station. Wow, what a scene! It's not on my list. Somehow like I said to you, so many. I could do many parts of all these films, series that I'm doing. Part 1s, part 2s, part 3s. So many. But yeah, I mean, yeah. What a scene. Now, I can't remember who starred in it and all that, but yeah, and I'm pretty certain there's 3 Manic Cops. I know there's definitely 2, but I'm pretty certain there's 3. So yeah, I mean, wow. Thank you very much for bringing that up. classic film, and well, what a watcher. Right, next one I'm going to talk about. Again, we're going back. No, we're not. We're going back to another horror director, not John Carpenter, Wes Craven. No one's known for horrors, and that is Shocker. What a film! Literally came out in 1989. I didn't say when the other film came out. If I did it, 1990, by the way. That's the ambulance time. America, I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on back on this, shall we? Shocker came out. Yep, that's it. He had the right to remain silent. Yeah. May it cop, but anybody that's wondering what Peltz, what Peltz meant. And yeah, Shocker. Oh, mate. What a film. I remember this on. I remember getting this. I did. And I'm going to have to lean back a while. I'm getting a bit of a backache. Might need to bring it a bit more forward, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, if you've never seen, you've never seen it, give it a watch. Basically, this kid witnessed, well, basically the storyline is this serial killer's been going around killing families. They don't know how he get into people's houses because everything's still locked up. And he had a nickname. What was his nickname? Did they say? No, they don't. But they do call him Horace Pinker in it. But I know I don't think that was his nickname for the murders. Anybody knows in the comments, let me know. But in the comments, let me know what his nickname was. I watched this not that long ago. And out of this murders, out of this last family he murdered, he didn't murder all of them. He left one because he wasn't in the house at the time. Yeah. Horace Pinker. And he makes the, he gets caught. And he also murders his girlfriend as well. So spoiler alert, by the way. Not quite a 40-year-old film, but it's about a 37-year-old film now. And yeah, he makes a deal. He gets sentenced to death. He makes a deal, this guy, to carry on killing with the devil. And he goes through all the he basically goes through all the electronic stuff. Like, it would literally jump out on me now. You see him literally jump out, but actually, please don't. Brilliant. Watch it, please, if you haven't seen it. Now, runtime 105 minutes long. Luckily, I've got details here as well. Because this is one of my really favourites that I love. It's a really good film to watch. I recommend it, really do. I don't want to give too much away if you've never seen this film. But yeah, watch it. I don't think you regret it. They say who starred in it? Well, other films. Michael Murphy. It is the guy who played Horace Pinker. So it is his name. His real name is Mitch. Yeah. Surname I definitely can't say. Pigilon. Yeah. That guy, even though it's back to front. So you can't read it. So yeah. Well, what are you up to, Fifi? You ain't bought dinner in, have you? I hope not. Little bugger. So yeah. Well worth a watch. Please give it a watch if you haven't. We're getting near the end of the list. There's not many left. They're in. Oh, that's right. That's meant to come out anyway. There's another film I've missed off the list, and I haven't got it. Oh, you saw it in cinema, pal. So did I, mate. So did I. So I used to get into under 18s, and literally, 1989, I was 16. No. Yeah, let's go. So, yeah, 16. I was. But my local cinema, for about 2 years before then, I was getting into cinemas. For 18, I used to go in. Oh, one adult, please. Oh, how old are you? Now, what's your year? And I used to go, blah, 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 1969. And because I looked like it, or I didn't give a shit. Oh, yeah, mate. Because he knew the year. It's like, yeah, fine, here you are. So, yeah. Brilliant film. You haven't seen it, pal, since you saw it at cinema. Give it a watch, my friend. If you enjoyed it at cinema, that is. So, yeah. Right, next film on my list, number 37 on the list, but obviously a bit more I've talked about. It's It. Not the remake, the original one. Again, technically, this should not be on my list. I've added it because it's a classic. Now, do I like the remake? Yes, I do. Now, it came out in literally 1990s. Like I said, technically it should not be on the list of 80s films. But I add it as a honourable 80s because it does. They probably start filming it in the late 80s, so we can class it as 80s. Director was, I believe, if I got this right, like I have not actually written director beside it, was Tommy Lee Fanis. Now Pennywise was played by what's his name? Great comedian, best Pennywise you can get. I can't. What's his name? It's annoying when you can't remember the name. What's his name? Come on, you. Pop up. No, I can't remember his name. But yeah, he really played a brilliant Pennywise. Now, the film wasn't quite a film. I do believe it's a bit more of a mini-series. Tim Curry. Thank you, pals. Thank you, my friends. Yeah, Tim Curry. How can I forget that name? What comedian? One of the best Pennywise, I do believe. Even at the new It series, the TV series 1 and 2, and the new horror series, Welcome to Derry. Yeah, but Pennywise to me will always be the best. Tim Curry, best Pennywise. I think it was, like I say, I think it's classed as a mini series because it's over 3 hours long. And I can't find it. I know I had it on DVD. I may have put it somewhere. I've looked all in my DVDs. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Brilliant. Pardon me. We're getting near the 2 hour mark. I will finish my list off. We haven't got that many now. And then I got, So yeah. So the next one, because I like to do 2 hours on these home ones, but we probably will be going over the 2 hour mark. I like to finish my list off if possible. I do. Now, The Fog, the original, John Carpenter. Again, not a meme. Certain directors done certain things. I mean, brilliant film. Has been remade once, I believe. I've got both versions, by the way. I can't tell you which one I like best. And yet also done as a TV series as well. Shame they didn't do a second season of The Fog. I would have liked to see, but I think because they changed it a bit, and I think it didn't go down well. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis stars in it. Also, like you know, she's from Halloween, if I remember rightly. And yeah, basically, this town in the 1600s, 1700s, if I remember rightly. No, it's not. It's the 100th anniversary of its founding. So yeah, so 1800s actually. Basically, they caused a shipwreck, and the victims of that ship, because they also murdered all the people that got off it, who came, you know. And yeah, I mean, it's a good film, well worth a watch. I recommend it. And I would say also rewatch the remake, and the TV series is good as well. But yeah, that is really good. Now I've got one more. I have. Now this one, it's number 39 on my list, but yeah, I've talked more than 39. Fantasia. Yeah, Mr. B, I agree with it. Fog was good in this time. I will say, graphics and this bit dated now to the reissue and the TV series. Because I did rewatch this not that long ago, and yeah, it is a bit dated in places, but still good watch. So the next one on my list, like I was saying, is Fantasia or Phantom. Phantom, I think. The tall guy, you know, with the silver balls. So yeah. Is it Phaser? Phantasm. That's the one, Mr. B. Correct. Okay, now technically this is not a 80s film, but it is, because number 2 was late 80s. Sadly, for some reason, I didn't write it down on my list. I'd done the first one. The first one came out in 1979, but we would have watched it in the 80s on home rental. So it's why I've had it as an honourable 80s film, and did. And I wrote it down. Right. Oh. It has done 5 in the series. When was the last one you think got released? When do you think the last one got released? You'll be quite shocked if you haven't known. And that is, I'm giving you a chance. No ideas? Well, I'm going to tell you in the last one. 2016. 2016 was the last chapter. Now the tall man is called. Now I'm not too sure. It's the same guy from Poltergeist. It wouldn't surprise me. It looks similar. I was meant to ask chat to find out if they were the same guy, but I forgot. I don't know, I've been busy. But yeah, I mean, directed by Don. Oh, what's his name? Cassin. No, I can't say his name. Apologise. Yeah, it's a cracking good film. I think they're all not bad. Problem is, I don't think they ever really finished them off. I think even the 5th film. I think they tried to, didn't. Now, it's available on Blu-ray and DVD. And I do remember the DVD set was actually the silver ball with the spikes. Do you remember the spikes? And you used to go flying and basically killing people. I might give it a rewatch. I don't even know it's on available on YouTube. I don't have it at home at all. I don't. I've still got one more because it's still classed as a horror, so I will be putting this on. But again, somehow I've missed it off my list. I thought I covered it. But when you're doing a list of 40 nearly, you can forget things. Or you think you wrote it, but you haven't. So yeah, I mean, I think if I remember rightly, end of the first film, the 2 brothers, only one brother is left alive. Because he gets taken by the tall man in a different realm. And if I remember rightly, the 3rd film, you get to see this different realm. And all I can say is Jawas. J-A, you know, the Star Wars little guys. PGM. If I remember rightly, weren't they hooded? And they was all little short guys. So, you know, it was 2 years after Star Wars. Yeah. You know. But yeah, again, I would recommend watching the first couple. And I think then it just goes down. I would love to see it finish off, but yeah. Now it needs to, 10 years since it's been reissued. And yeah, they need to say goodbye. We're not, So yeah, I've got one more, then I've got a little thing I want to say about. Sadly, I've missed it off my list, so I can't tell you what year. Now, there might be a reason why. God, I may have missed it off on purpose. Because I'm feeling it was actually right. Class of 1999, not class of 1984. Class of 1999. Now, does it say? I can't see anywhere. It's too small. I've got a feeling this came out in the 90s. I think that's the reason why I took it off my list. I do. And yeah, it is a good film to watch. Basically, some new teachers are basically robots, but war robots that are basically commissioned to be teachers, reprogrammed to be teachers, but basically the program slip and go back into the war. Pretty kick the asses of the people of the gang, because school culture in the 90s, obviously not our 90s, was very violent. So yeah, so so it's that. Right, so yeah. So right, that is my total list. Now, I will be doing a part 2 of all the series that I'm doing, but not straight away. Like, see, next week, it probably will be either going to be action or family movies of the 80s. The amount of family type of films that we had in the 80s and action films. So I don't know which one I'm doing yet. I'll make a mind up in a couple of days' time which one I'm going to do for next Tuesday. So again, it means next Tuesday from 8 p.m. UK time. West Coast, East Coast, 3 p.m. West Coast, I think that'd be midday. Anyway, there's real, I can't tell you. And yeah, there'll be one of them too. So that'd be another cracking good one of the films. But yeah, I mean, I'm also doing, so I'm doing a live stream of these. Then a week later, 10 days later, I'm also doing a film. I'm also doing a top 10 of them, of the list. Like, so I've done 40 films here, and I'm going to choose my top 10 plus 3 honorable mentions. I will. And I think the sci-fi one either drops tomorrow or Friday. One of them 2 days. It is. I'm sure it's tomorrow. I think it drops. I think it's the no. I think it drops on the 3rd. Friday drops on Friday, if I remember rightly. So I'm going to be doing a top 10 of these. So yeah. So that is what I'm doing. Obviously from next Thursday I will be in Birmingham, and I will be doing some more films, and I will be seeing some of you guys at NEC. And yeah, so I'm going to make a move and go and see him practicing. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this live stream of this classic 80 horror film. I mean, can you believe over 1,500 horror films were made in the 80s? I mean, 1,500, 1,500. I mean, wow. Amazing. I mean, I could not believe how many was that just horror films. I loved it. I mean, the thing is, I mean, that's the whole world sort of thing. So, you know. So, yeah. I mean, mind-blowing, really. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you next Tuesday on the live stream. As long as, you know, everything's okay. And, yeah. And I'm going to try something. There's a little button down there. No, that's not what it is. Alright, so I can basically do super chat goals. Alright. Alright. Interesting. So yeah, right. I will see you all later. And ta-ta for now. And well, see you later all. Bye for now. Thank you much for coming, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.